This month, we are doing a series on just looking at the energy of Jesus, how he walked, and getting some guideposts. And we are going to talk about healing today. I'm going to reference something that we teach in our healing classes, and I think in metaphysics at some point. Charmaine, I don't know if you teach the principles of healing in metaphysics, how Jesus healed. So these are the 4 principles of how Jesus healed, and these are basically the concepts of moving through our consciousness so that the higher can come into us, because that's really what it's about. So let me just first get clear. Let's clear the deck here. Let's get us all understanding the same thing. We are energy beings. We have that beautiful light within us. We come into this world. We have this thing called DNA. We have these parental gods that teach us stuff. And so we're programmed from the get-go. We bring in past lives. We bring in energy. So our little energy field is programmed to create experiences for us to help us learn, grow, and expand. Some of those experiences are quite challenging. Some experiences we go through actually crinkle our energy field. And if our energy field is crinkled, we have emotional disability, and then it will become physical. It'll become a physical something. Everyone that hears my words has had a physical something, from a headache to an injury to a whatever. So we all are aware that as we're navigating our field's kind of crooked sometimes. Agreed? Mm-hmm. If we were light, we'd be shining. It'd be awesome. So let's just start that as the beginning premise. We are an energy field, and things get offline sometimes. Okay. So the first thing that Jesus did when he would work with anyone about healing is he would always say, would you be healed? There was always the element of permission. Do you understand? Permission. I wanted to share 2 little stories. And why permission? One of the gifts, yes, but one of the gifts that we have as God's child is free will. And we have the ability to create. We have free will. We can do whatever we please. We can say, God, I got it. And what happens to the divine guidance you were getting? It backs off. It doesn't come in and say, oh, heck no, you're going to do what I say. No, you have free will, little child of mine. Do what you want. So we need to give permission to the higher light to come in to heal us. We need to actually say yes to that. In the Aquarian, I just wanted to share 2 quick little stories with you about 2 people. This is toward Jesus' end of his travels. He's going to Jerusalem. He sees a man, and his disciples start asking him about this blind man. There's a blind man, his disciples say, look at that man, who sinned? Who's got the error thought in him? Was it him? Was it his parents? And then Jesus gives a long talk and education to Peter for asking the question, explains what really happens energetically. And then the man doesn't even know he's being talked about. And Jesus said, we can actually free him from his affliction, but he must pay his debt in a different way, because he has a debt to society. He did something that created this condition. So Jesus goes to the man and says to him, would you be free? Would you receive your sight? And this is going up to a blind man who does not know who Jesus is. And the blind man said to him, all that I have I would most freely give if I could see. This is the one time where we actually see Jesus approaching somebody and asking for permission to heal them. But he did not heal him just because he could. And then we see the incidents of, this is the final week, where he is passing in, the people are screaming out, Jesus, Son of David, and a blind man was there. His name was Bartimaeus, and he was begging, because that's the only way he could eat. And he said, what is this I hear? And the people said, that's Jesus of Nazareth passing by. And instantly the blind man cried out, Lord Jesus, Son of David, stay, have mercy on poor blind Bartimaeus. And the people said, be quiet and hold your peace. They told him to shut up. And he said, thou Son of David, hear, have mercy on poor blind Bartimaeus. And Jesus stopped and he said, bring him to me, because he was calling out. And then it says, the people said to him, be cheerful now, the Lord is calling. He threw off his cloak and they helped him as he ran to Jesus' side. And Jesus said to him, "What do you want, Bartimaeus? What would you have?" And he said, "Rabbi, open my eyes that I might see." Here we have a situation where someone is ready to be healed. They are seeking it. They are reaching out for it. Somebody says, "Be quiet, it's not yours." "Oh, no, it's mine. I'm going to keep yelling." Do you see the two difference? Both of these people were ready to be healed, or they would not have had that encounter with Jesus. We really don't know how many people he said, "Would you be healed?" and they said no. Right? We don't know. There probably were many. Our famous story was, I was teaching Sunday school, and a man who was a big, huge church, and a man came to me and he said, "I know you do healing work. I want you to heal. I've got this pain here." I said, "Okay, and are you ready to change?" And he goes, "I don't want to change anything in my life. I just want the pain to stop." And I told him, "I can't work with you then. Because there's a causal energy, and you have to give permission to a higher energy to come in. It will be of no effect." And he grumbled and went away, but do you hear what I'm saying? Now, when we get sick, do we give permission to God to heal us? Do we? I know what I do most of the time, and I know better. You know what I say? "Why is this happening? Oh my God, what have I done? What's the causal thought? Oh my God, it's my responsibility. I need to heal myself. What is wrong with me?" And then I will wrestle with that question for a long time, instead of just simply relaxing and saying, "Father, Mother, God, whatever I have done, I'm ready to be healed." Are any of you like me? Metaphysicians, we love to outthink ourselves. All right. When we ask for permission, we are literally bowing to a higher power. When we ask and give permission to be healed, we are bowing to a higher power. You got it? Okay. That was the first step. Permission has to be allowed for the light to come in. And we can choose to learn whatever the ailment was about through lessons or through letting the light in, and it's our choice. We can answer the question why, we can do the past life regressions, we can do all of the work, or we can just receive the light. Got it? But the light has to have permission. Okay. This so easy. Got it? I say yes to my healing.
Yes.
Thank you, Patrick. All right. The second thing that Jesus did is he always healed within the belief system of the person. So I'm going to read this for you guys. This is 74. Okay, it was a Sabbath day, and Jesus is healing at the synagogue. There were blind, deaf, dumb, those oppressed. Jesus spoke the word, they were healed. On some, he laid hands, and they were healed. To others, he just spoke the word, and they were fully restored to health. Others had to go and wash in certain pools, and others he anointed with holy oil. Got it? A doctor asked him why he healed in such diverse ways. And Jesus said this: "Disease is discord in the human form." The energy field, discord. And the discords are produced in many ways. The body is a harpsichord. Sometimes the strings are too relaxed, and then in harmony results. Sometimes we find the strings too tense, and then another form of discord is induced. Disease is many-formed, and there are many ways to tune the mystic harpsichord. Okay? What we are seeing is that when we are healed, when the people were being healed, they had to be able to accept Jesus' energy. So they had to be able to receive it within their own belief system. So, if he could have just said one word, the healing word, and everybody in the whole city would have been healed. He had that. If he had done that, what would he have done? Violated the free will of every single person. Because they had not asked, they did not agree, they had not come to that moment. And free will is our gift. Okay? So, Every disorder is created or allowed by a belief system. Everyone is individual. To get to the belief system, the causal thought, he had to take the energy through what they could receive. What they could receive. All right. This is kind of interesting. We have been doing Reiki for a long time, and we used to, in the other location, draw a lot more elderly people. And it was not uncommon to have an elderly person come, brought by their child, get on the table, love the session, think it was great, don't know what happened, and they're still a little quivery when they leave, but they loved it, they're grateful. And they go, and the next day they go to their doctor, and now they're healed. Then the child will call us back and say, my mom went to the doctor, and the doctor said she's okay now, so now she's healed. It took her going to the doctor to own the healing. The doctor did nothing but validate. But do you see, that was her belief system. And we don't care. We just show up and do what we do. Do you hear what I'm saying? It has to go through the belief system. There were, I have heard of 2 stories in different books. Both were doctors, and I believe both were surgeons, but 2 different stories, very similar stories. Both of these men had found out they had cancer, advanced stage of cancer. And one I know was a surgeon, I think the other one was also. But neither of these men had any particular faith in God. But both of them experienced a white light flood them out of nowhere. One of them was running. He was doing his morning run. He was the younger one. He had children, young children. He didn't want to die. I'm sure both of them were kind of looking at the other side now. What's on the other side? He was running, and a white light pierced his entire body. He was instantly healed. There was no more cancer. The other surgeon also had a similar experience with a white light piercing his body. And I share this with you because there's 2 things we do know about the consciousness of those men. Number 1, they believed in intervention. Because what is medicine but intervention? Medicine is intervening in a situation, and they believed that the body could heal. That's medicine. Intervention and trusting that the body's going to heal itself. Because medicine doesn't heal you. Your body accepts it. Your body heals you. But the intervention allows it. You see? So the light, no matter what their spiritual belief, was able to permeate them. And I'm sure they both asked to stay on the planet too. I'd rather stay than go, you know? And I'm sure they were asked and gave permission. But the light came in through the way they could understand. The one guy was running. That's where he lets go. Goes into the Zen moment of running. That's when it happened. The other one, I don't know. But do you see? Healing is never denied anyone who asks, but it has to come through the channel that they're willing to receive. Jesus did not ask anybody to convert to his religion. You realize that for healing? He didn't. He entered through their belief and shifted the causal thought that they allowed. And through that, the energy would shift in the person for the healing. Okay? There's only 2 more. Conscious mind participation. This is when we actually do something. Conscious mind participation is when we do something in the outer that allows us to receive the energy. We've said yes, we've opened our belief system to allow it, now we've done something in the outer. In the 2 examples I gave you about the blind man and Bartimaeus, the blind man, again, was minding his own business. He was raised Jewish, but, he's blind, begging. Jesus asked if he would be healed. He said yes, and then Jesus did this. He took saliva, Jesus, and spit on a bit of clay, put it on the man's eyes. He made a pack on his eyes. He spoke the word, and he said to the man, "Go to Siloam and wash, and say Javahe 7 times, and you shall see." Now, he could have just said the word, right? But he went to the man, got permission. The man is Jewish. He's moving through his belief system. And now he asked the man to participate. do this. So people had to lead him to the water. He did what he was told to do, and he could see. You see? With Bartimaeus, who was crying, Jesus, help me. When Bartimaeus said, I want to see, Jesus said, Bartimaeus, look up and receive your sight. Your faith has made you whole. So all Bartimaeus had to do was look up. Do you see the difference? But both of them had to somehow consciously participate in their healing. They had to do something. Most of us are asked to do something in our healing, to consciously participate. For us here, I always figure that if you make an appointment, you've given permission. When you come in, if you are of a different faith, we always discuss it. I want to make sure that you understand. I'm going to pray for all of your angels, guides, and teachers in mind. We're going to use the God energy. Always make sure that that's an agreeable thing. And then, once you crawl up on my healing table, you have consciously participated. And your will's out of the picture now. You've said yes, we've got clarity, and you're on the table. Now the healing can flow. Do you see? So even we have to do these steps. There was one story where, this is conscious mind participation, where Jesus is toward the end of his life and he meets the lepers. Do you guys know the leopard story? Jesus is walking alone through Samaria, and 10 lepers see him from afar. Now, lepers have a disease where they have to be ostracized. They call to him and they say, Lord Jesus, stay, come here, speak the word so we may be clean. And Jesus said to them, go forth and show yourself to the priests. That was all he said. Now, what you don't know, probably, is that in the Jewish faith, when you have leprosy, you are ostracized. You have to go into the leper's colony. You have to get away from the people. They thought it was highly contagious. If you decided or felt, or the leprosy disappeared and you felt like you were cured, what you had to do was go to the priest. That's in the laws. So you have to now present yourself to the priest and have the priest validate that the leprosy is no longer in your body. Then the priest gives you permission to reintegrate with society. So do you hear their belief system? They're Jewish. And do you hear Jesus not saying you're healed? He gives them something to do. Conscious mind participation. Now you go to the present yourself to the priest. And on the way to the priest, they were all healed. All of them were healed. Because they did what they were asked to do. Conscious mind participation. For us, do you ever get a cold? And in your belief system, do you believe vitamin C will help you? And then do you not take it? Yeah, all the time. I talk to people all the time. I'm not feeling well. Well, do you have this tea or that or that? Oh, yes, I do. Well, are you taking it? No, I'm not. Well, good. You must need to enjoy this little cold. This is something that you're actually choosing to own and enjoy a little bit longer. Conscious mind participation. Literally doing something in the world to own our healing. Okay, the very last one is gratitude, where Jesus says, go and sin no more. In the lepers situation, all 10 were healed as they walked, and only one turned back to thank Jesus. He went back and found him, and he thanked him. So he had gratitude in his heart. And Jesus said to him, where are the rest of them? He said, arise, go your way, your faith has made you whole. You have revealed your heart and shown that you are worthy of the power. Behold, the 9 will find again their leprous hands and feet. Now, do you think Jesus was condemning them to leprosy again? He was saying they have not changed consciousness. We can go through this whole process, and the last step is go and don't do what you've been doing. Go and sin no more. Go and be different. Don't re-knot the energy that's knotted. You've had your healing. Don't recreate it. And when the man came back with gratitude, that was owning it. Gratitude is the highest form of unconditional love. And when we are grateful, we own the energy we're grateful for. It becomes a part of us. Clear? We are changing in consciousness. We are changing our identities. We are changing our energy. Has anybody quit smoking? Do you go around and tell people you're a non-smoker? You don't, because it's no longer a part of you. Did anybody ever quit drinking the way we used to party in the old days? I don't go around telling people I don't drink. I'm a non-drinker. If I'm invited to drink, I will say I don't, thank you. But I don't tell them that because it's not even a part of me anymore. The reason I partied hard no longer exists in my reality. The reason I smoked no longer exists in my reality. My energy has found joy in other ways. My energy has found consolation, comfort, whatever it was I was doing in other ways. I am different. So I don't even address those things any longer. That is the change that we all go through. And most of us, metaphysically, if you've been working on yourself for any length of time, you are not who you were last year, the year before, or certainly, my goodness, 10 years ago.
Thank God.
Yeah, you don't even know that person. You don't even realize that person because we work so diligently on it. That is go and sin no more. That is when you can embody the healing. Healings are, when they're causal, when the Christ light moves in that healing, it unravels the knot. And it becomes the causal energy. Okay, so for us, would you be healed? So would you be healed? Would you be healed? Is there a space in your belief system, your consciousness, that would allow you to be healed?
Yes.
Yes. And who's healing you? Is it the doctor? Is it the vitamin C? All very helpful, both very helpful. What heals you? The light within, the greater light, God light. And are you willing to take action to make it happen? I wanted to share this out of Jesus Teacher Healer. So often in some form or another, your bodies are out of harmony. And if you could realize that the true healing you need is the bread of life. It is the Spirit of Christ, which is light. When the body is sick, it is in some way lacking light. All disease in due time will be traced back to this. It is true that the majority of humanity may suffer from ill health, but you can trace all disease and sickness to perhaps an unconscious disharmony in the soul, to a holdup in the inflow of the light which is the bread of life. When Jesus Christ came, he bathed the earth with the celestial light. That light is available to us now. The light within us is here, the light of Creator, Father, Mother, God. We have to access it. If you can but embody or begin to realize, all I need is greater light in me, and everything will find harmony, health, and balance. Would you give permission for that greater light to come to you? Would you allow a belief to be created within you that the light of God heals me now? And how would you consciously participate? Every morning we could breathe in the light of God and say, the light of God fills me now. Every night we could say, the light of God fills me now. White Eagle tells us an exercise to do. Stand before a window in the morning, look at the sun rising, or look at the energy of the earth, and take your hands and breathe in. The light of God fills me now. And you do it 3 times. The light of God fills me now. The light of God fills me now. Now, what have I just done? My body has participated in my belief. My body has taken in the words I say. My consciousness now has taken it just from my head, even my heart, into my physicality. If I want the light to be in my physicality, what simple act to do? To bring it in, to let my physicality participate. Let my physical participate. How simple is that? Yet would you be embarrassed doing that? If your spouse walked in, what are you doing? Or if you're standing out in the middle of the street doing it, strangers go by. Patrick and I pray we do a walk almost every morning, and there's a little river that I'll go and pray in one spot, and he prays at the river. And our neighbors know what we're doing. They'll say, oh yeah, you're the couple that prays at the river. How did you know we were praying? Because we see you. Because we stand grounded. And sometimes I will put my hands up to the light. I'll look at the earth. I'll send energy. It's not overt. It's not like crazy. But it's recognizable. That what we are doing is recognizable. And in that moment when we are praying with Mother Earth, we are connecting with the life force of all. Our light within is one with the light around us. It's one with the greater. Okay, I'm going to tell you from Cindy now. You guys, it's not going to get easy. And I'm not political. Please do not hear me get political. I'm telling you what I know. The vibration that's hitting our earth right now is intense and immense. It is coming from the sun. The solar storms are increasing, but the solar flares are immense. The energy and particles that are being emitted from the sun are immense. The energy of our earth is immense. We love our phones. We love our internet. But the energy that is being collectively encapsulated in the ionosphere and in our atmosphere is getting more and more intense. And we are on the front line, which means our bodies have not yet regulated to be in harmony with it. Our children will be fine. Our grandchildren will be fine, I should say. Our grandchildren will be fine. But we have to now be so mindful of the light. So often, one of the greatest complaints anybody gives me when they come here is, I'm just so dizzy, nothing makes sense to me, I'm not feeling myself. It's like, yeah, go ground outside. Go lay down on the ground. Get some Mother Earth in you. Breathe in, calm yourself. It is the energy of the atmosphere around us. And so I'm not scaring you, am I? Because you've already experienced it, haven't you? It's going to keep increasing. So, I am the light. If I am the light, does this energy have any effect on me? No. No, it does not. If I am the light, I'm the light. I'm pure vibration. It can flow through me without a problem. I am the light. I do not want to block the inflow of God's light into my body, mind, or spirit. I want to express that light in me, to flow with whatever's happening on Mother Earth, to flow with the changes on Mother Earth, to be a light being walking through it as God's child. And don't you think God needs us here walking through it, holding the light? So, would you be healed?
Yes.
Is there a space in your consciousness to receive?
Yes.
And are you willing to take that action step?
Yes.
Let's go within. Just put your feet on the floor and just breathe and feel the beautiful love of God engulfing you. Father, Mother God, I ask that that beautiful dome of light that surrounds us now becomes so real. I ask that everyone who hears my voice begin to feel the light of your love that surrounds us. And breathe in a beautiful column of light over you. Just imagine, create, envision a column of light coming over you. And whatever color the light is fine. And feel that that column is comfort, is food. And we welcome the presence of Jesus Christ to come and step forward, take you by the hand. Just feel as he directs you to your garden in your heart, just gently going quickly there. And in the garden you are safe and there's peace. And he looks into your eyes. Would you be healed? What do you want to be healed from? And feel his beautiful love as it moves towards you. It may be just a strand of light. It may be a divine idea. It may be instructions. It may be peace. I would be healed, and I am ready to receive. And just breathe it in. And ask if there is a step that you need to do. Receive. And if you heard nothing, feel the energy. All of the energy is information, and it will become clear as you walk through your week. So breathe it in. And look in Jesus' eyes and say thank you. I am child of God. I let the light move through me now. And I am whole. Breathe, feel your heart expanding. Feel your body safe in your column of light. Feel your awareness gently coming back to your chair. You are blessed to be on this planet, to hold the light of transformation. And we thank you, God, and so it is. All right. Did you like your column of light? You're still in it. You actually live in it. It's around you always. So if you're ever feeling out of balance, not centered, go into that space, feel that light moving through you, and get your feet on Mother Earth. Say, yay, God.
Yay, God.